5 before you go to vote tomorrow.
The place has already been gutted. Most of the items already taken, except for a hospital bed here. The demolition already ordered at Wolfe Manor in Clovis. I'm Liz Gonzalez. Coming up, we'll tell you why the owner of the property says he's not comfortable leaving just yet.
We finally got some much needed rain, but look at all the damage our wet weather caused to this apartment complex in Lemoore. I'm Erica Cervantes, here from the people who were inside their apartments when the roof came crashing down.
Unions are shelling out loads of cash to candidates in this midterm election. We'll tell you who's getting the big bucks for their campaign and where it's coming from.
Also,
the rental tenant may have a separate door that is sort of a back alley type of entrance.
a new housing practice that discriminates against renters. Why tenants with lower incomes aren't allowed to walk through the front door of their own buildings. Those stories and more on Kmph Fox 26 News now.
You're watching KMPH Fox 26. And now, the Valley's #1 primetime newscast, the KMPH 10 o'clock news.
And we begin with breaking news out of Merced. Police are still out right now investigating a hit and run, they say, that killed a 3-year-old boy.
It happened earlier today in a McDonald's parking lot. The child was struck by a white pickup truck and taken to the hospital by his father. Police say when they got to the hospital, the child died. He died shortly after. And we will keep you updated as we get more information. A wrecking ball could hit a Clovis landmark any day now. A demolition order is now in place for Wolfe Manor. Kmph Fox 26 News reporter Liz Gonzalez tells us how long the city has been threatening the action and why the owner is still refusing to leave. Liz.
Well, Ashley, the city has threatened to tear down Wolfe Manor for several years now, but it appears that it is finally moving forward with that threat, according to emails that we've been able to receive, that we've been able to obtain, I should say. Now, they have asked the owner to leave the premises by this morning, but as you can see, the RV for the security guard that is out here is still out here tonight. Wolfe Manor hasn't given crowds close access like this in nearly a decade. While they were not allowed inside, people stopped to take pictures and leave candles outside the former mansion, sanitarium, and haunted attraction for what could be a final time.
When I was a little girl, I used to go around the corner here with my cousins. And we used to see people here, and it was still operating at the time. You could hear a lot of screaming.
To know that it was here and that we lived here, it was something nice because, you know, we live around it and it was on TV.
The city of Clovis is going to demolish it sometime over the next 2 weeks.
It's a shame that the city's in such a rush to get this out that we can't salvage and repurpose this house.
While owner Todd Wolfe says that this has been rushed, the demolition has been pending for at least 2 years. Wolfe and the city have gone back and forth even longer over tearing it down or refurbishing the place. Wolfe wasn't able to bring the building up to commercial code.
Structural wise, there's nothing wrong with the house. The wires need to be taken out. All the plumbing needs to be ripped out. They wanted new driveways, street lights, gutters, sidewalks. That's what they were talking about. I wasn't ready for that project yet.
In emails obtained by Kmph Fox 26 News, the assistant city manager of Clovis ordered Wolfe to clear the site by Monday morning. But by the afternoon, he was still there, scrambling to save what he could.
Bricks are being torn off on the side. Staircases are being torn out.
The city also ordered Wolfe to move his security guard's RV off the land. Wolfe says it's not going anywhere, for now at least.
My security guard is staying here until the city gets here to take over the house, to smash it. But meanwhile, I'm liable for if anyone gets hurt in that house. We were just broken into last night.
Wolfe says he's ready to close this chapter in his life. He still owns the land. Whether any spirits stick around remains to be seen.
I'm looking back at the 17 years that I've owned the house, and I feel like maybe my purpose of this was to tell the story of the house.
That even tonight there are workers inside the building right now that are removing some parts. Those are furnaces that you're seeing that they've been able to remove tonight. We heard some click and clack earlier as they were still removing some of the fixtures. Some people may be wondering that if Todd Wolfe knew that they would be demolishing this building for at least the last 2 years, why did he wait until the last minute to remove some of the stuff? Well, the answer, according to him tonight, is that he actually had some interested buyers in the building just as recently as 2 weeks ago. And so he tells us that he didn't want to remove any of that stuff until he found out whether or not that sale was going to go through. In this case, it did not. So again, the rush is on to remove what he can before the wrecking ball comes by.
All right, so probably a long few nights ahead of them, huh, Liz?
Indeed. Indeed. They're out here, and they've been out here, and they will continue out here, they say, until, he says that he will let his security guard leave once the wrecking crews actually show up.
Right. And Wolfe will have to pay for the cost of demolition. The site also had asbestos removed last month. Wolfe is footing that bill, too.
Several people are living in a Lemoore motel tonight. That's because rain